It's Karnak with another Star Wars Armada Explains. I'm re-uploading the Overload Pulse video because I got something majorly wrong. Again, want to make sure I'm getting information correct on here. So let's go over this card again. So Overload Pulse is equipped to the Ion Cannon upgrade slot. How can you tell? Look at the bottom left-hand corner of the card and you will see the Ion Cannon upgrade symbol. So any ship that has that symbol can equip this card. This card costs 8 points. The reading of it is Overload Pulse. Blue critical, exhaust all of the defender's defense tokens. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. This card does not affect squadrons, it only affects ships. The card doesn't get exhausted, so you could theoretically use it on as many ship attacks that you can make. So let's give an example here. So we'll say that my bottom ship is an ISD2. He needs to make sure he's capable of throwing a blue die, whether that's he's at medium range and it's capable of initially throwing blue die there in either medium range or close range if he has it in his anti-ship armament, or maybe he has a card that allows him to add a blue die otherwise, but however you get them, you got to have blue die. So here we're going to say that the ISD2 is going to shoot this top ISD. He's going to throw 4 red die, and he's going to throw 4 blue die. Now we did get the 1 blue critical symbol that we need. Now when does this card actually resolve its effects? I know you can kind of get really excited and be like, oh, it activates and it triggers right now, but that is not the timing of how things work. You resolve critical effects in the resolve damage step, which is after the spend defense token step. So how does that play out? Well, you've conducted your attack. Again, you've made sure you're at range, and you need to make sure that you're shooting from cardboard to cardboard, black to black. And then when you're done modifying die or re-rolling and doing all that, you tell your defender, hey, I'm done with messing with my dice. You can use your defensive tokens now. And the defender may decide, you're like, oh, you know what? I don't like that attack. I'm going to use a brace and a redirect, for example. So he spends 2 of his defense tokens from the ready state to the exhausted state. Now this card, if that blue crit symbol is still showing, because again, you don't do this because your defender may have ability or a card that could remove that blue critical symbol or cancel its effects, like with a damage control officer. But if he doesn't have anything that's removed the die, and he doesn't have anything that's going to cancel that effect, then after the spend defense token step, now you're in a resolve damage step. Now you can be like, haha, I am triggering this card's ability. But the thing is, for this card, it can only trigger essentially on cards or on defense tokens that haven't been used yet. So what are the only 2 defense tokens that haven't been used? Well, it is the contain and that other redirect there. So you essentially have a card that only flips over defense tokens on ships that haven't used their defense tokens already. So this is different than an example like a spend effect. So if this said, for example, spend instead of exhaust, well, if those tokens were already read, spend means you can spend and remove that token off the board. But in this case, Overload Pulse only exhausts defense tokens. It does not remove defense tokens in any fashion. So that is Overload Pulse. If you have any questions or comments, if you feel like anything's an error or I got anything wrong, please be sure to let me know in the comments so I can make sure I get it fixed. Otherwise, thanks for watching.